just want to move on, viewers, because we have a very special guest tonight. Pakistan Army's morale has not just been mashed into the dust by India, but it is waging a losing war against at least two separatist movements. The Baloch and Pashtun separatists are ambushing Pakistan Army on a regular basis. So much that many are predicting that if these rebel groups can continue to mount costs on the Pakistan Army, they might even succeed in breaking up the Pakistan state. At least one rebel believes this to be true. Let's speak with Mariam Soleimankil, member of Afghan Parliament in Exile. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. I know that you're a marked person and you live in exile under heavy security cover, but how vulnerable, ma'am, is the Pakistani state today to ethnic fault lines widening to the point that they can pose a threat to Pakistan's territorial integrity?
Well, Pakistan's dangerously vulnerable. Ethnic fault lines, especially in Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Sindh, they've widened due to the decades of military dominance, economic neglect, the forced disappearances. They aren't isolated grievances anymore. They're connected by a shared disillusionment with the state. Add to the collapsing economy, loss of global credibility, and the internal power struggles, and you have a country barely held together by force, not consent. It's a ticking time bomb for territorial integrity.
Ticking time bombs. How close are these separatist groups to perhaps overwhelming the Pakistani state, especially the army?
They're not necessarily seeking to overwhelm it. They're seeking to expose the illegitimacy of the actual state. Pashtuns, through movements like PTM, continue to organize mass resistance despite media blackouts and repression. Their strength lies in civil disobedience. We're seeing people like Dr. Mariam Baloch, who's been imprisoned for what? For raising her voice for the people of Balochistan, while people are being disappeared on a daily basis. Their organs are being harvested and sold in a black market. From Sindh to even Punjab, you're seeing people actually realizing that they live under a military dictatorship and they're rising. So the largest group of people who are the most oppressed by Pakistan are the people living within those borders today. And it's a country that's waiting to implode.
Okay, but are these movements durable? Do they enjoy the popular support of their own people, the ones that they're fighting for?
Yes, you're watching groups like PTM and Dr. Mariam Baloch's movement, and they're mobilizing millions of people, and it's something that's been happening since 1947 till now. Pakistan was made by force. My own people who are the Pashtuns, there was a genocide inflicted on them. There was mass brainwashing through these madrasas since 1947 till now, and that part of history has been erased. So you see on a daily basis, you can see the pictures, you can see the videos, that people are getting more sick and tired of the actual oppression, abuse that the state is inflicting. ISI is not just a military dictatorship, but they're actually a terrorist organization against their own people and their neighboring countries, such as Afghanistan and India.
Well, almost on a daily basis, we see pictures of military action also by these groups on the Pakistan Army, and we've got some visual loops of that. But I want to ask you, there is a claim by the Pakistani state that these separatists are funded by external powers, India included.
It's because they back up organizations on those bases. Those people who talk like this are people who would stand with something without any integrity. But when you're on the ground and you see a family who's lost their father and their brother to the ISI, where their bodies are no longer found, where they can't ask even where they are, where they're being taken from one prison to another prison. And the story isn't of one or two people. These are millions of people throughout 77 years. You can't responsibly say that these are funded. You can't fund something like this. These are natural grassroots movements, and they're the real danger to Pakistan today.
Well, Ms. Soleimankil, may the force be with you, as they say. Best of luck. and you represent the hope of millions of people who are oppressed in Pakistan today. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Viewers, I want to end this show tonight by showing you pictures of the Prime Minister's visit to Adhampur, that forward base, where he also rallied the troops and thumped them on their chest and said, well done. Let's cut to those pictures. There they are, those pictures, viewers. And this is the Prime Minister exhorting the troops to a greater purpose, to a higher purpose. Listen to him as he chants Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai and rouses the troops and brings them together and basically tells them that we are very, very thankful to you. Listen to this.
Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai!
Network 18 decimates Times Internet with over 6 times more unique users on social media. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks, way ahead of the times.